Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen from around the globe. I welcome you to the International Scientific Conference of SMK College of Applied Science together with Kazimierz Simonavich's University. This is the 4th annual conference of future creators, so it has been a tradition of this great institution. I believe today you have the opportunity to listen to different presenters regarding their scientific breakthrough, and also not only listening, but to make a valuable relationship. And before we start the program, I will use the opportunity to invite the director of SMK in the name of Mrs. Viktorija Palubinskiene.
Good morning. Good morning, everyone who participate today in this big conference. Today in Lithuania is sunny day, and sunny day in SMK also. And we have a lot of a huge amount of guests from international countries, and also a lot of members of our students community who participate in this conference. We really appreciate your time which you dedicate for this conference and which you dedicate for SMK today. And it's a great possibility for you, dear students, dear participants, to build new innovations, to build your competence, to share your idea and your innovations. And I would like to wish you to have a great time and also to have the possibilities for the new perspectives, for create new, to find new friends maybe, and to build the new competences which could you share with each other. Thank you very much that you participate in this conference today, and I would like to wish you good luck.
Thank you, Ms. Viktorija, for the amazing work of Greece. She will be talking about artificial intelligence for transformation of studies inside of Lithuanian higher education teachers. The second speaker is going to be Ms. Egle Sime, CEO of LTG Cargo Lithuania. She will be talking about way of AI. And the third speaker, in the name of Professor Dr. Bartolomeo, will be talking about strategic neuropsychology into brand management. And Professor Bartolomeo is an international expert on brand management. Thank you very much, and I believe these three speakers is going to make a grand opening presentation. Now, I would like to welcome Ms. Jurgita to take the floor. The floor is yours.
Good morning. My name is Jurgita. I am a PhD student at the University of Ioannina, Greece. First of all, I would like to thank you for giving me the opportunities to participate in 4th student conference which I created. It is very nice that students have the opportunities to share their knowledge to each other and to get now ideas for the future study. So, technology has been changing and transforming the study process in higher education for a long time. The emergence of AI 70 years ago makes this transformation of education especially important. And even though we have been talking about AI in education for 40 years, it has become especially important in 2022. Then ChatGPT, the chatbots came into our works, our study, and is changing everything. If you read academic articles about AI, most of them talk about how AI helps students, academic, save student and academics times, provide insights feedback. Most of the articles also talk about how to help the student. But we have to remember that in higher education, there are not only students, but also academics. There are no scientific articles on how academics feel when artificial intelligence comes into the study process. That's why my aim is to talk about how academics feels when artificial intelligence comes into the study process. So, as the concept of AI is important to point that today are not only single definition of what artificial intelligence is. A summary of definition of AI generated by researchers show that keywords such as machines, computers, intelligent human beings, and intelligence dominate. In order to find out the lived experience of lecture in one higher education institution about AI in their studies, a qualitative study was conducted using phenomenology of practice. Lecture were asked a question fitting to catch the experience of one event: where, who, what, when, why, how, and what. The study was based on a methodology developed by the Canadian education theorist and methodologist Van Manen. According to the researcher, there are several dimensions common to all phenomena: the lived experience of relationship, the lived experience of the time, the lived experience of space, and the lived experience of the body. This empirical study will focus on the lived experience of the relationship experienced by academic and higher education institutions in the concept of the emergence of AI tools in the study process. The lived experience of higher education are organized into several dimensions: the moments of beginning or starting points, transformation, and what is next. I would also like to point out that by simply having the AI itself generate the image AI and the future teacher, this has generated the images that you will see in this presentation. There are help robot and help human. This is how artificial intelligence itself sees the future of teacher. It is very interesting because when you talk with ChatGPT and ask, will say, how do you think AI and AI tools replace the teacher in the future? No, absolutely no. But if we ask to create a picture, so we can see that AI create not human, but I think it is like robot. So, describing the academics' first date with AI, it is clear that some of them were living in wait for something that would change their lives, their work, their way they would live and work in the future. The other part of the academics are thinking that artificial intelligence will replace them, that in the future there will be no need for higher education institution and machines will now teach students. The different experience of different higher education academics speak to one of the most common points of view when you are confronted with something new. Lot of questions and a little answer. On the other hand, it seems impossible to stop the train of higher education and AI that is already in progress. On the other hand, no one has given academics a clear set of safe rules to follow. Academics are already seeing a transformation in higher education learning process, with AI helping to provide timely feedback to students, different tasks, personalized teaching and learning process, and help understand students' strengths and weakness. It is important to be ready for the process, to have the right skills, to have the necessary documentation formalized, and to get support from the higher education institution. The challenge and risk presented by the development of AI raise many questions about who we are, who we think, communicate, learn, feel, and create. If we want to create human-level AI, we first need to answer the questions: what defines a human being and their goals? It's important to realize that not only in the study process itself transforming, but for this to happen, the lecture academic teacher, and the way he or she thinks must also be transformed. The academics become a source of knowledge for the students, a motivator, inspires, a mentor, an education of imagination, creativity, and positive value of characters. If we are going to improve the quality of education, we must first of all make the work of academic better, and of course give them opportunities to improve. Using one man inside the divorce, use their professional colleagues when talking to each other and recounting their experiences are important in the study of the phenomenology of practice. The top most used words by high education academics in the narratives were selected. We can see that academic use words, student, intelligent, learning questions, technology, tools. So it can be seen that higher education institution academics identify the following concept of the most important keywords for the AI transforming learning process: student, intelligent, and learning. It is clearly related to the higher education teacher function as a designer, implementer of the learning process, and to his or her aspiration in higher education to teach students to develop the intelligence using AI tools or technology, because AI and its tools or technology do not create value by themselves, but create value is created within human being who makes responsibility use of these tools. So, what will be next? Author of Sapiens say, and I do not know if human can survive. An analysis of academic literature and potential change in higher education bring light up some question to scholars have been asking for a long time. Will higher education academic be replaced by AI teacher in the future? Some researchers argue that robot can be programmed to give personalized instruction and can work without getting tired and burned out. On the other hand, robots lack the emotional intelligence and empathy for teachers and cannot provide the same level of personal connection. Looking on the projection of the future of higher education being made by a researcher, it is safe to say that for the time being, no intelligent machines will take place or job of the teacher. Teacher, lecture, academic are needed for the study process, for higher education institution, for students, for the development of professional and general competence, for tolerance and kindness. So far, only the academic is able to foster empathy, develop student creativity and imagination, and of course, critical thinking. So, next, the use of artificial intelligence in higher education will bring many benefits. Personalized studies adopt the different students' needs, making evolution easier, analyze large data points, completing administration tasks. But what is next? Artificial intelligence and its tools do not create value in itself. Value create people using the tools' responsibility. But it is really. Thank you for your attention. I wish you new knowledge and ideas for the future study.
Thank you, Ms. Jurgita, for the amazing presentation on artificial intelligence for the transformation of studies. I believe every institution needs that now because, you see, we live in the world of AI. Thank you very much. Now we go to the second speaker in the name of Ms. Egle Sime, who will be talking about way of AI. Ms. Egle is the Chief Executive Officer of LTG Cargo Lithuania.
Hello everyone. Do you know why OpenAI is sending their computers to a psychologist? It's because they're having deep learning issues. This and other jokes are surrounding OpenAI, and not only OpenAI, I would say all AI topic every day. It's a very popular topic, it's from its beginning. That's why I'm using AI line to talk to you about importance of digital technologies in our lives. So first of all, I would like to present myself. I'm Egle Sime, and why do I dare to talk about AI topic? Because in my resumes, you will not find IT directly. First of all, from 2005, I'm passionate about IT. I was working in different companies which were connected with different IT solutions, in such as Apple, in such as Bluebridge and others. From 2015, I'm passionate about lean philosophy. It's a philosophy which works on efficiency of the companies, efficiency of the processes. And AI and also digital technologies are very connected with lean philosophy. From 2016, I'm passionate about RPA solutions. RPA solutions are solutions which are automating human work. From 2019, I'm passionate about railways. And for Lithuanians, I think you have heard the name traukiniautojas. So I'm representing the company LTG Group, which is attracting customers and also you as students to travel using trains. And from 2022, I'm passionate about AI. So now I'm working as a CEO at LTG Cargo. As I already mentioned, I'm representing LTG Group, Lietuvos geležinkeliai, Lithuanian Railways, in other words. And we are working not only by transporting people, we are not transporting goods, but we're also looking for efficiency. We're also looking for different IT solutions to help to automate the processes which we have in our company. So why AI? Looking for solutions for our efficiency, looking for solutions to replace sometimes human work, we face digital revolution. Starting from, we can start from, for example, phones, and have it as an example illustrating digital revolution or time which takes to gain them some amount of users. So first of all, for example, phones, when they were invented, it took 50 years to gain 50 million of users. For example, for credit cards, it took 12 years to gain 50 million users. But for ChatGPT, it took only 2 months to gain 100 million of users. You can say it's different technologies, and of course it is. We can compare ChatGPT application with the other applications. For example, Netflix. We can compare ChatGPT to Twitter. We can compare to Facebook, and even Facebook had to wait for 10 months to gain 1 million users. And ChatGPT did that in 5 days. It's not a record. The record was set by some internal Instagram in-app, which gained 100 million users in less days than it took for ChatGPT. But what are those numbers talking about? Those numbers are talking about that digital revolution speed is increasing and increasing every day. And still, we are living in the slowest time in our history. We are only in the beginning of a period where exponential growth of technologies will happen. Even preparing for this presentation, I was using different AI tools, and those tools are developing faster than human mind can follow. So why AI? I took those numbers and statistics from official European Union site, and even European Union sees that artificial intelligence will change the way how people are working and will change society overall. First of all, first number which I would like to mention is 11 to 37% estimated increase in labor productivity. Europe is competing with America regarding productivity, and it is said that there is a huge gap which can be filled with producing more goods, producing more services, and etc., and gaining this productivity, competing with America. Also, it's the numbers which we should mention that from 1 to 4%, it's estimated by European Union that in this amount, AI solutions will help to decrease CO2 emissions by 2030. Not calculating the impact till 2050, as we have a strategy for decreasing CO2 emissions in Europe till that time. Of course, AI solutions can help us to make democracy stronger, to use different tools to prevent disinformation and cyber attacks. Also, AI solutions can be used in crime prevention and, of course, in military matters. There are a lot of interesting movies created, and you can look for them in Netflix about digital solutions, about AI solutions, and how they can affect our human reality in the future. So, from European Union, we can move forward to value potential, which was measured by McKinsey report, which was released last year. And simplifying this report and those numbers, I would say that there are maybe 6 areas which are on the top of this graph which you see on my slide. So those areas in which everyone now in the companies are looking for possibilities for AI to deploy. First of all is sales. Different sales processes can be automated, can be done using different AI tools instead of humans. Also, it's a customer service. It's also R&D. Looking for different new solutions with the help of AI. If looking for not only at the numbers, in this graph we see which areas can be affected, but the most interesting part for me is that predicting how AI will affect our daily work, everyone thought only about those blue colors, which are working on the ground, which are working outside, not next to the computers. But AI changes everything, because now knowledge workers will be affected by AI solutions. And the areas here stay the same. And I'm working in transportation sector. So in our sector, the areas mostly affected are the same as I already mentioned. So it's customer care, it's sales, it's developing new products, it's also software development, and etc. So how artificial intelligence can redefine the management. It's not only about knowledge workers, but it's also about managers. And if looking at the statistics, which is measured by different companies from McKinsey to the other, I'm using usually the numbers from Harvard Business Review, and they're saying that usually managers or knowledge workers are spending 1 day in a week combined searching for information. So different AI solutions, is it ChatGPT, is it Gemini or the others, they can save the time and cut this time twice at least. The best example is my presentation, because I was using different AI tools to create it. Of course, to generate some part of the content here, I used AI tools too, but I used AI tools for picture generating. Sometimes when I need to make a fast result in my workplace, I usually use some AI tools just to generate the PowerPoint slides even. So we see that manager work also can change a lot. And I'm talking not about managers. You are young guys, you have your future ahead, and you should think and you should learn about possibilities, not only AI possibilities, but especially AI possibilities, because you will see in some time, maybe 5 years, all resumes, all places to apply will require your competence in using different AI tools when you are preparing your daily tasks, when you are performing your daily activities. And it's our future, and it's already happening now. For example, when preparing to presentation, I asked my marketing team how many AI tools they're using preparing marketing information. They calculated maybe 10 different tools, and I don't think that they will stay with the same for years and years. Those tools are developing very fast, and our marketing team, and not only marketing team, has to learn more and more tools to be at the same pace, at the same speed as our competitors. So if looking at your digital future, it's very important to understand that AI tools can be used not only for creating the content, not only for your work or learning perspectives, but those tools have to be used to better prepare for the job market, to develop crucial thinking, because information which we are getting from AI tools, it's not every time very relevant. Sometimes this information is wrong, and here comes our critical thinking, which we have as humans. We can compare different sources, we can compare different tools and information which are provided by them, and only then to decide which one to choose. The same works in our working environment. In our working environment, we also have to make decisions based on some analytic data which is provided, not just using this analytic data, but going deeper, asking the questions, and coming to the solutions which are needed for organizations. So for your digital future, you have to develop a sense of responsibility, because all those digital tools, including AI tools, can be used in wrong purposes. And it's our responsibility to check, to see, and that's why different regulations are released in European Union, different regulations are in place in the companies to save the information, to save the company's data, and to understand where we can gain something from using those tools, but where we can lose. And of course, using those tools, you can create solutions to real-world problems. For example, in the latest newsletters of Why AI, there is such a company in Lithuania, I read about a solution which is developing now, which could replace our mobile phones, and it's developed with the help of AI tools. So everything is changing, and what we have learned yesterday, sometimes next day can already be a past. So that's why it's very important to follow, to see what's happening around us, and maybe sometimes to replace those influencers which we are following on Instagram by those influencers who are sharing their knowledge, who are sharing their experiences, maybe on LinkedIn. So I encourage you to be more active and to participate in those innovations world. So talking about consequences of AI, I should mention that we have to be aware that those tools are as intelligent as correct information is used to train them. So sometimes we can face discrimination, we can face some illegal things which can be done by using the AI tools. But first of all, I would like to say that if you remember the film Matrix, that we are building some kind of matrix now. And it's very essential to stay on the top and to understand what this matrix can do to us. And it's nothing to be afraid of. By far, the greatest danger of digital tools, the greatest danger of artificial intelligence is that people conclude too early that they understand it. And this is what I'm talking about, that we have to learn every day different aspects of those digital tools which are offered to us. So exciting times ahead, and I hope you will use your brains to face this time.
Thank you very much, Ms. Egle, for the topic, emphasizing on the topic of the way of AI. And now we are leaving the AI world and we are moving into very interesting neuropsychology and brand management. Professor Dr. Bartolomeo, who happens to be an international expert on brand management, is going to be talking on strategic neuropsychology into brand marketing. And I believe this is going to be one of those topic that will become groundbreaking for everyone. Professor Bartolomeo, the floor is yours. Thank you.
Good morning and welcome, each and every one of you today. My name is Bartolomeo Rafal Bialas, and I will talk about market research, neuroscience, and brand orientation. Ladies and gentlemen, there are many important business questions, but there is no doubt that the most important question that a business or organization should answer is, what do consumers really want? Over the years, many methodologies and academic disciplines have attempted to offer the answers and explanations. Ethnography, projective techniques, quantitative methods, they all significantly contributed to our understanding of consumer behavior. But the question, by and large, remains unanswered. For hundreds of years, people try to understand how we make decisions. Neuroscientific discoveries have shown that much of our mental processing occurs at the subconscious level. It means that our buying decisions are also deeply rooted in our subconscious. For decades, business people have been trying to uncover the mysteries behind the art and science of successfully promoting and selling the products and services to the consumers. Marketers and entrepreneurs are trying to understand the needs and desires of their potential customers. Unfortunately, the new products and services that are being introduced every single day around the world, most of the times fail miserably to attract the customer's attention, let alone their money. And as a consequence, they simply vanish. Let's take a look at the new product failure rate. 1 of 3 launched products fail despite the research and planning. 1 out of 4 projects that enter development make it to the market. And 46% of all the resources allocated to new products by US firms are spent on failed products. Neuroscience, and specifically consumer neuroscience, is a fascinating new field that is currently contributing to our understanding of commercial decision-making, individual differences in brand preferences, shopping environment, and interpersonal influences in purchasing situations. Neuroscientific methods and research tools have provided answers to many questions that traditional marketing methods couldn't answer. We do know now that more than 90% of information is processed subconsciously in the human brain. It means that the vast majority of human thoughts and emotions are the result of subconscious activity, making it extremely difficult to find the reasons for the act of acquisition and consumption through the lens of traditional market research methodologies. This subconscious processing of information in the human brain has a profound impact on the consumer decision-making. Problem is that the conventional market research methods traditionally used to understand the consumer behavior are not capable of tapping into the subconscious processes happening in the brain of the consumers. This results in a dramatic mismatch between the market research findings and the actual behavior exhibited by the consumers at the point of purchase. The more business people can learn about their customers from a neuroscience perspective, well, the more they can adjust their products, marketing campaigns, and advertising strategies to appeal to the right group of consumers and minimize budgetary waste. Well, neuroscience seeks to provide the answers to many marketing challenges through the use of technological advances and tools, such as functional magnetic resonance imaging, electroencephalogram, or eye tracking. Marketers can analyze the signals given off by consumers' bodies. They can register and study brain activity. They can also register physiological activities, such as the galvanic response or skin perspiration that measures and registers slight changes in the responses of skin conductance. Traditional marketing research methods like questionnaires or focus groups are fraught with inaccuracies that stem from people's inability to access their real motivations. They are unconscious forces that drive their behaviors. We are persuaded by reason, but we are moved by emotions. 95% of purchase decisions are subconscious, according to Gerald Zeltman, a Harvard Business School professor. Let me give you an example of this dynamic interplay between emotions and logic. A few years ago, I was conducting focus groups for one of the casinos hotels in Las Vegas. I asked a group of budget-conscious middle-class Americans a very simple question. How much is too much to spend on gambling? Well, their responses reflected rationality, logic, and self-control. They say things like, I know perfectly well how to control myself. I always know when to stop. I never spend more than I decided to spend. Well, a few minutes later, my self-restrained, logical, and rational panelists were consuming an inordinate amount of free donuts and soda drinks, apparently not being able to control their appetite for these particularly unhealthy snacks. Well, we know now that 90% of human decisions are made based on emotions. Humans use logic to justify their actions to themselves and others. Neuroscience should not be regarded, however, as a magic bullet or panacea for all issues, challenges, and mysteries related to consumer behavior and strategic brand management or business in general. Moreover, the techniques offered by the neuroscience are far from perfect for their purpose. But they do provide us with more accurate and comprehensive understanding of how the human brain functions. For example, Campbell Soup Company used neuroscience to analyze their packaging. The research findings clearly demonstrated that consumers respond better to matte packaging than to shiny textures. PepsiCo has also used neuroscience to improve its Frito-Lay brand. They discovered that shiny bags with pictures of chips triggered negative responses compared to bags with matte design. These findings resulted in changes related to the entire packaging strategy. Ladies and gentlemen, the human brain can be pushed into action very quickly if the right emotions are activated. Emotions such as anger, excitement, fear can have a dramatic impact on consumer purchase intentions. Many entrepreneurs, managers, brand strategists, product managers try to introduce blockbuster, innovative products that would make fortunes for them. Well, many try, few succeed. Let's take a look at the most common reasons for product failure. Number one, lack of product uniqueness. Number two, product is not engaging with consumers on an emotional level. Number three, product is not being promoted and sold to customers who might need it. Number four, lack of brand orientation. Number five, lack of consumer psychology knowledge. Number six, high price tag. And number seven, lack of brand strategy. Ladies and gentlemen, Maya Angelou once said, I've learned that people will forget what you said. People will forget what you did. But people will never forget how you made them feel. The lesson here is clear. Successful brands always engage with consumers on an emotional level. the development of new products by many companies around the world is driven primarily by the so-called operations approach. This management philosophy revolves around internal controls and internal perspective, and emphasizes the role of lean manufacturing principles. Unfortunately, the operations approach can also be called the mousetrap theory. Well, build a better mousetrap and the world will be the path to your door. Many managers and entrepreneurs around the world still mistakenly believe that a superior product will automatically attract customers and generate profit. According to this highly inaccurate belief, great products sell themselves. Well, let's be crystal clear about one thing. No matter how great your product or service is, no one will buy it if they don't believe that it can improve their lives. The product, the physical, tangible product, is hardly ever the source of sustainable competitive advantage. Let me give you a couple of examples. Dvora keyboard layout received a patent in 1936 and was, and still is, considered a more ergonomic layout than QWERTY. And yet, QWERTY, as we all know, has become a dominant standard. Segway was supposed to change, well, even revolutionize the world and the personal transportation in 2001 when it was first introduced. Well, it didn't. In 1986, Puma released RS computer running shoes with a computer chip built into heel module to record distance, time, and calories burned. The shoes were introduced as the world's first computerized running shoes. Ladies and gentlemen, this innovation back in 1986 was so impressive, it was way ahead of its time. They didn't gain momentum. So again, the lesson here is clear. The product, no matter how innovative, cannot guarantee success. And yet, managers still believe that well-made products will always achieve a blockbuster status. While many innovations and innovative products are competing for dominance, the industry often standardizes on an innovation that resonates emotionally and socially, culturally with consumers. What entrepreneurs and managers must understand is that a company needs a brand orientation, a business philosophy, and an outstanding comprehension of consumer behavior, consumer psychology. There are literally millions of entrepreneurs, inventors, whose business plans are filled with technical details, explaining new product ideas and brilliant innovations. But only 2% of the business plans get serious consideration for investment from venture capitalists. Wayne Embry of Cascadia Pacific Management, a venture capital firm in Portland, once said, "An ounce of marketing beats a pound of technology." The product graveyard is filled with exceptional products, technologically advanced products, products that were poorly branded, poorly promoted, and poorly managed. Perhaps one of the most spectacular examples of a highly innovative product that failed miserably in the market is Sony's Airboard. This phenomenal product, based on a brilliant technology, predated iPad by a decade. Well, it was introduced in 2004 and was a paragon of innovation and creativity. It had a flat touchscreen, internet access. You could even watch TV channels anywhere, anytime. It also used high-beat wireless technology designed specifically by Sony to achieve high data transfer rates. Phenomenal product. Pioneering technology. You might say, with a product like that, and with a brand like Sony, nothing could have gone wrong, right? Well, the product failed and was discontinued 4 years later in 2008. So, what really happened? There are many factors that contributed to the demise of this remarkable product. High price, unattractive design, Sony's internal reorganization, managers with virtually zero experience in strategic brand management, big egos, and greed. All the most important business concepts, such as brand value, satisfaction, positioning, consumer loyalty, innovation, creativity, competitive advantage, can be analyzed using neuroscientific methods. Let's take the concept of value, which undeniably is one of the most fundamental concepts in business and management. After all, value is the preference that the person, consumer, places on an economic good based on the benefit that they derive from the good. It is often estimated based on the person's willingness to pay for the good, typically measured in units of currency. This preference, ladies and gentlemen, is highly subjective and has nothing to do with the objective quality of the product or service. If the benefits the customer expects to receive from the brand is higher than the customer's perceived cost, the brand will have a positive customer perceived value. And to maintain a high level of customer perceived value, a brand should provide either functional, emotional, self-expressive, or social benefits for the customer. In other words, what people perceive to be valuable largely depends on the psychological triggers, not objective reality, quality, or functionality. Ladies and gentlemen, when it comes to brands and consumer buying decisions, objective value doesn't exist. And on that note, ladies and gentlemen, I would like to end my presentation. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Professor Bartolomeo, for an amazing presentation on neuropsychology and strategic thinking and brand management. I believe all the three speakers have done a wonderful job, starting from Ms. Jurgita to Ms. Egle and to Professor Dr. Bartolomeo. I would like to inform everyone that now we are going to each section of the presentation, and each section has a separate topic, and those topics are emerging and relevant topic in this industry, is in each different industry that any one of us could be today. The description is under the video, so I would encourage every one of you, if you see any of those section that looks more of interesting to you, that you will want to get more new insight of what is happening or what are the research being performed in those sections, please click on those section and you will have the opportunity of joining each of every section. I believe this scientific conference is going to be valuable, interesting, relationship building, networking opportunity for everyone. So I want you to take every best out of this conference. I wish you guys an amazing conference. Have a wonderful day ahead.